Okay, this is the first day of indoor test of Firegel. I've never used this stuff indoors and on any other day apart from today. This is the first day I'm doing it. I'm using these pots I picked up from Wilkinson's. There are, actually I don't know whether you can see that on the lid there. There are sugar containers that you have in your standard kitchen. They have no seam on the base, so essentially they are ideal because there's going to be no leakage. They're put into my canner, and the canner is resting on lumps of wood to raise it above the carpet. Okay, and this is the whole setup. So I've got the lids there in case, I want to cover up the little fire pots. And I've got the canner lid there in case I want to put something over the whole assembly. These tins are quite good at putting out some heat. I can feel the heat in the room. The heat is definitely, it's definitely warming the place up. I haven't yet tested it on like temperature conditions of like -2 or whatever, but with this, I can feel an improvement in the heat in the room. So I've got faith now in bioethanol Firegel. Remember, this is the gel and not liquid ethanol. I would have to get some liquid ethanol and I'd have to experiment with it outside until I feel confident with it, prior to me bothering to say that I feel confident with using that indoors with a setup like this. I think I need a different burner type, and I'll have to research burner types for liquid ethanol. I think you need to use all kinds of stuff for that, so I'm going to have to invest a bit more. But as far as like the first ever indoor Firegel burning for myself in my flueless fire made up out of my canner, and a couple of metal pots bought from Wilkinson's, and using a serving spoon as lighting technology, because you dip that into the gel, light a bit of gel on the end of the spoon, and then dip that into your little pot of gel, and then that basically does it. That'll set it going. So long as I'm not doing anything else and I am monitoring it, I think I'm relatively safe. The flame height is not too high for me to consider it to be dangerous. Yeah, there we go, a flueless fire done on cheap with the canner base to help me to, to contain it all. A few things I bought from the household shop, and things I had lying around the house. This can be done. Use extreme caution when playing with fire. Okay, you can burn yourself, you can burn the house to the ground, you can die horribly, just like look after yourselves. But this is me just showing you that, it can work. For me, the biggest thing to get over was the psychology of it all. Namely, I'm about to light something inside my own flat. We're so used to central heating and all the rest of that, we're not used to flame, and we're certainly not used to having it in a flueless environment. So psychologically speaking, getting over that for me personally was quite a big issue. But I think I've got over that now, and I've proven to myself that some heat can be generated, which can take the chill off the place. If I had all 3 cans going, this is only like 1 can going, okay? If I had all 3 cans going, we'd have some good flame height, probably some good convection going throughout the flat as well, and that will probably be enough to be of some use. I could seriously consider think about sitting down and watching the flames whilst I'm like reading a book or listening to a bit of music. So I'm looking forward to getting on to distilling, making my own ethanol and turning the ethanol into a gel, I will reiterate, this setup here is for gel, it is not for liquid ethanol. That's another subject for another video, I think. So as long as you get that into your thick little heads, then everything's gonna be, I think you've got the potential to be okay. How else could I improve it? I could try and have another surface underneath the canner just to make sure it's extra safe and more of the heat is away from the carpet. That's something which is on my mind right now. Apart from that, maybe lots of steel wool inside the canner to hold the tins in place. Something along those lines, okay? Just to make that a little safer, a little more robust. That's something which I'm thinking about now, okay? There is a slight something in the air in the room, but it's nothing too difficult for me to cope with. I mean, I'm not getting headaches or anything like that at present. I don't know how I'll be reacting to it in the future. But yeah, these things do work. They do improve your air temperature. A gel fire is a possible solution. Now, I've seen like recipes on the net I'm going to have to experiment with when you've got your ethanol, and that involves making up these solutions involving white vinegar and chalk, and then waiting for that to fully chemically react, and then adding the alcohol to that, and then from that you get a gel. Once you've got a gel, you can then do Firegel related things such as making stuff for cooking, or making stuff for presumably heating as well. Okay? But remember, I'm doing this for both heating and cooking, and I want to get myself assemblies so I can do cooking, and I want to get myself assemblies so I can do things like boiling up water in case of a power outage. So this is just like the genesis, this is like the early stage of me using another off-grid technology. Remember, I've got the lids for the little cans, so I can extinguish the little cans if I want to. I've got the lid for the canner, so I can extinguish the whole thing if I wanted to. I'm trying to do this nice and safe. Just be safe, guys and girls, just be safe. But as far as I'm concerned, yes, this is doable. You can essentially assemble for yourself, so long as you are safe and you do take precautions, a gel fire for your home.